At the end of the day, this is all business. I think that the biggest thing that I'm gonna say is
This is the Schmo with the Pro, with the Olympic gold medalist, the man who's been a two-division champion. He's got a Guinness World Record, maybe two of those. He's Triple C, Henry Cejudo in the flesh, Phoenix, Arizona. Just returned from vacay. How we doing?
we doing good, and you're welcome.
That's right. We got baby America in your lap. She just took a bath.
Yeah, Juti, say hi, Juti. Say hi. What's that? Baby shark, baby shark, Yeah, she's ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, she had all this energy. She was biting Helen Yee. She was playing with the Schmo inside her little playhouse, and now she doesn't have anything to say.
Yeah, she's man. Oh my! Oh, there. No, they spoke too loud. Now she thinks it's probably ice cream. Yeah, Juti, what's that? What's that? What? Yeah. Anyhow, what's good, Schmo?
She's blessing the microphone.
Oh yeah, it's been touched, man. It's been touched by an angel that loves to bite.
Yeah, she does. So, Triple C, it's been a month, man. You made the return, 3-year layoff. Now that it's really sinking in right now, you called out Merab Dvalishvili's, had the hand surgery. It's looking like Aljamain Sterling's fighting Sean O'Malley over there in Boston in August, man. So how you feeling about everything right now?
I'll be honest with you, Shmo is still pissed. Not because of the loss, but just because of how the fight could have been different. It's just a little errors that I make, and but it just sucks. I'm still pissed. That's all I gotta say.
Well, what's the biggest error, man, that you have? What's the biggest regret? What would you do over right now to this day if you could do it over again?
You know what? I'll keep that to myself because I want to show it in my next performance. So, but it was, you I'll just keep it to myself, Schmo,
So there's been a lot of debate now about who's the greatest bantamweight of all time, and a lot of people are saying it's Aljamain Sterling now. Do you agree with those sentiments? Is it Dominic Cruz? It's still Triple C? Who's the GOAT of the bantamweight division of all time?
I don't have that many I only have one title defense. I only defended my belt once, so unfortunately I have to exit myself out there. But I think you would have to give it to Aljamain, I think people talk about Dominic Cruz a lot, but he was hurt a lot of the time. Like he was like hurt for like years, bro. I'm surprised. Like if there's a bantamweight that people tend to forget is Barao too. He was one of the best. How many title defenses did he have, even when he had the interim belt? That's a trivia question. But man, I really don't care. I really want to answer that. Forget him.
Well, let's talk about you, man. You still seems like you got the itch to get right back inside the cage right now. But Merab, he had the hand surgery, had the hair transplant. Doesn't seem like he's going to be on the Triple C timeline. So the question the Schmo has for you is, how long are you willing to wait to get back inside the octagon? And is Merab for sure going to be that next opponent?
Man, I hope so, man. My baby Enzo's due on October 25th. So I would want to get it done by then. So if it's going to take too long for Merab, then we're going to have to maybe start thinking of other, potential matches. But, my goal is to wait for that, dude. It's a good storyline. I know what they both bring to the table. What, Gigi? I know what they both bring to the table. And I got a little glimpse of what kind of Merab would be like, even though he has a different style. And, so. But I'm going to wait, Schmo. I'm going to wait. I'm gonna beat up his boyfriend, his butt plug, and then I'm gonna get my belt back. That's all there is to it.
Did you like when he took Sean O'Malley's jacket? And you like that Michael Jackson look for Merab Dvalishvili? That was pretty sly, yeah.
Dude, Sean gets got by everybody. First by me when did the interview. Remember? Hey, Sean, and then now with this cat. So. I don't know, but if Sean's not working his grappling, he's not working his takedown defense, he's gonna it could possibly be over quick, man, for Sean.
So what do you think is going to be the key to victory then for him against Aljamain Sterling? Do you think Aljamain Sterling's just going to grapple him, take the neck, and submit him?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I think that's what he's gonna do. And if Sean lives here, if he wants some advice, he can subscribe to my damn YouTube channel, or he can hit me up. But that's gonna be on him. At the end of the day, this is all business. I think that the biggest thing that I'm gonna say is if Sean cannot back up, and he has to keep the fight in the center, and that's the biggest thing that he could do, and that's the biggest advice that anybody's ever gonna give him. Keep that thing in the center, because where Aljamain gets takedowns are off the cage, and that's where he was good. And that's kind of, I don't want to say I underestimated him, but I relaxed in those areas a little too much. That caused me to get taken down. And MMA wrestling and wrestling and MMA wrestling does change when you add a cage. So he never got anything off the open. Like myself, I inside tripped him, I bear hugged him, I single legged him. Those are the three takedowns. But he was able to scramble a lot near the cage, and that's exactly what man, that's what caused him to get takedowns on me.
Well, we lost Baby America. It looks like you got your hand on the schmo right there, keeping things protected. It's okay, man. It's okay. Let's talk about Conor McGregor, because we saw him make that video talking about you, and then we hear about him potentially not fighting Michael Chandler. Dana White was talking about that. We saw The Ultimate Fighter. Do you think Conor McGregor actually returns and makes this fight happen? We don't have a date.
Yeah, I think he does, and I think sometimes people need to recognize and realize that if the champion wants somebody, he's able to create a storyline. The UFC could make it happen. Like if I was a champion at 170 or 55, Conor would be the first dude I would be calling out. That's a $10 million payday. That's what you get when you fight a Conor McGregor. But these guys, Leon Edwards, he has to sell that fight. You know what I'm saying? He has to call for it and ask for it. You know what I mean? Conor's, it's a payday. Like, don't let your ego get the best of you. These dudes, they don't understand business. They really don't. But whatever. Conor's Conor, and he can fight at whatever division if he wants. But he also needs the champion to, as a dance partner, to be able to make that fight happen.
What about the Michael Chandler fight, though? Are we just going to skip that?
I can see them skipping Chandler. I can see Conor just say, "Hey, I'm gonna want this guy." Like, I can see him being dangled, because Chandler's entertaining, but he's not a big name. Like, there's no UFC belt around him. He's not a legend in the UFC. He's an entertainer of the UFC, but he hasn't got there yet. And I feel like Chandler, if he had the right tactics, he could potentially beat anybody in the world, because he has power and he has wrestling. But I don't think he's really kind of put those two things together. That's really helped him to become a little more well-rounded in the tactical sense.
What's going on with your buddy John Bones Jones? As he's fighting Stipe Miocic, you got Dana White calling for him to fight Tyson Fury inside the cage. It'd be probably the biggest heavyweight fight in the history of combat sports if that fight could be made, but likelihood probably not going to be there. But what the heck's going on in that whole situation?
Yeah, we're just talking about a lot of shit that's never going to happen, I can see. I think I could see Francis Ngannou fighting Jones if everything goes well. Maybe the UFC and PFL might want to co-promote, and there could be something along those lines. But I don't know. I haven't talked to John in a minute. Last time I saw on the internet, he's at some Muslim wedding, freaking dancing with like some swords or whatever.
Living his best life.
Living his best life. John gonna have fun, dude. That dude knows how to have fun.
Well, hopefully he fights maybe November for the UFC pay-per-view card, because that's where all the rumors have been. It's just no dance partner.
Yeah, and I think you never know with John. Right now, John, now that he has the belt back again, he may just say, "Hey, maybe I might just wait again." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised too.
Yeah?
Why not? People thought he was going to fight International Fight Week. I know that was the UFC's plan. And he's like, nah, I'm not ready. You know what I'm saying? It's, when you have that type of leverage, you can also play that card, especially once they rank you pound for pound too. And then the numbers don't lie. I mean, I think they did close to about $1 million. his last fight. I mean, that says a lot, man. John Jones still has that juice. Secret juice.
Yeah, speaking of secret juice, what's the deal with Paulo Costa? You just saw the guy in Brazil, man. What's going on with him?
He's in there, man. Something about Paul that people don't know about. That dude he's a training machine. He sometimes he trains a little too hard that he gets hurt, but he's always in the gym. He's always doing something. It might be late as hell at night. I mean, I've gone to his training camp and where he was done like 1 a.m, like crazy things like that. I'm just like, dude, it's a trip, but it works for him, and that's how he's able to give his all. And he has his partners and his coaches all on standby, and they come for him.
The big rumored fight that the schmoes out there are all waiting for. Maybe it's Khamzat Chimaev and Kamaru Usman. What do you make of that situation? Maybe it's a 185-pound weight division too.
I don't like it. I don't think Kamaru should take it at that weight. Not that I don't have faith in Kamaru. I just Hamzat's a big. He's even, to me, he's even a big 85er. Make him go down to 170. Like, make him come down to 170 and let's make it fair. The last thing you want to do is dabble and go up in weight divisions and then try to fight for the belt and then come down 15 pounds. I just don't think that's a smart move. But as a competitor, money-wise, if they get paid, then, do what you got to do. It all depends on the motivator of what is it that Kamaru wants. Does he want money? Or does he want to fight for the belt? Because if you want to fight for the belt and win it again, you got to give yourself the best probabilities and make the exact weight in order for you to fight. It goes like this too. It's like in Olympic wrestling. Like next year, these guys have to make an Olympic team. This is the year, or this was a year, because next year is 2024. The guys who are really taking the Olympics serious, they have to go down because there's 10 weight classes right now, but for the Olympics, there's 6. If the guys that are in the 10 weight class are a non-Olympic weight and they stay there for this year, they're going to feel it for the following year because that means they have to come down. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, you got to play. You got to play where you're at. You got to play exactly. You got to simulate the fight as much as possible. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like I would never want to go down back. I would never want to go back down to flyweight for that exact same reason, unless I do it for a whole damn year. Prepare myself, be ready, and then do it. It all depends, man. It all depends what I want. Do I want money, or do I want a championship?
Well, Triple C, this is your first full day back inside the house right here in Phoenix, Arizona, American soil, since you left here for New Jersey for that fight. So you've been enjoying that time back in America?
Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm still a little pissed, But it is good to be back. But I really did. I enjoyed my vacation. Thank you, Aljamain. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it with family. I enjoyed it with my kid. My wife and I. She hasn't been back to Brazil in a couple of years, so it was just cool to go back and just see everybody, man. It's been a minute since I've been to Mexico too. So 2 years since I've been to Brazil now. I would go to Brazil at least 2 to 3 times a year, like pretty frequently. Yeah, man. So far, so good.
And can we get a final message for all the Triple C fans out there? Worldwide.
That you guys can all do me the damn favor and bend the knee to your king. And I'm coming back for my belt. And you guys all make me sick.
He's the pro. I'm the schmo. On his couch, in his home. Henry Cejudo. We're out.